Hi and welcome to today's book. Today's book is The Firefighters Handbook. So this is an information book, a non-fiction book rather than a story, and it's by Meghan McCarthy. So there isn't any blurb on the back for this book, and this book has like one of these covers like this, which means that when you have a cover like this, you often have the blurb actually just on this inside in a leaf like that. Okay, so if we open it up, make sure I don't hit myself in the face with it. It says, clang, clang, clang. Off goes the fire alarm, and down the pole the firefighter goes. No one knows what's ahead, but firefighters work hard to train in Fire Academy. Firefighters are tough and prepared for anything. Do you have what it takes to be a firefighter? Read Firefighters Handbook and see. Okay, right, so let's get going. On the back, rather than a blurb, it's got a fantastic picture of a fire engine. Firefighters Handbook, Meghan McCarthy. Welcome. Soon you will learn everything you need to know to become a firefighter. The training is hard, but the job is harder, so be prepared. You will have to pass some tough tests to become a firefighter. One test is called the Candidate Physical Ability Test, the CPAT. CPAT. Okay, stands for Candidate Physical Ability Test. To prepare for the test, try running, push-ups, bike riding, walking, squats, or climbing stairs. Okay, that's because being a firefighter is a very physical job, so you have to be very physically fit. It's time for the CPAT. Here are some of the tests you will need to pass. Stair climb. For this test, you will have to wear 75 pounds on a vest and walk on a stair climber for 3 minutes. Here's a stair climber. This is what going up flights of stairs while wearing all of your gear will be like. Your legs will burn, but keep at it. For the rest of the test, you'll be wearing 50 pounds attached to a vest. Okay, so it's a heavy weight because all the gear that you have to wear will weigh quite a lot, and it will help keep you safe. But in order to be able to perform your job properly, you will need to be able to do it wearing that extra weight. So that's how you have to pass the test, wearing it as well. Hose drag. You must drag a hose around an obstacle. You will walk 100 feet, which is about the length of a basketball court. That's quite a long way, isn't it? Equipment carry. Next, grab 2 heavy saws and carry them 75 feet. This will test muscles in your arms, hands, and legs. Firefighters need to be strong. Search. You must climb through a dark maze that has obstacles and narrow spaces. This is what searching for a fire victim would be like. Because when there's a fire, firefighters have to go in and see if they can rescue people who might be caught in the fire. You can't see very well. It gets very, very smoky. And there will obviously be obstacles because there are things around. Imagine if you're in a building doesn't tend to be empty, does it? There are things in it. If it's a house or an office building or a school or something, there's going to be things around. So firefighters have to get used to manoeuvring around obstacles. Rescue drag. Rescuing someone in a fire is one of the most important jobs for a firefighter. You must drag a dummy, so it's an imitation person, 70 feet. The dummy weighs 165 pounds. So a dummy is a life-size fake person. So there we go. Have a good look at those pictures there. There we go. Being a firefighter isn't just a physical job, it's mental too, using your mind. Maths, science, memory and spatial reasoning are important too. Here's an example. Study this picture carefully and memorise as much of it as possible. At the end of the book, you'll be asked questions about what you remember. Don't forget. Right, have a good look at the picture. Memorise as much as possible. Oh, wonder what you'll remember by the end of the book. Okay, we're going to move on now. Firefighters are team players. Teamwork makes the dream work. Being helpful, learning to share, and getting along are all important traits for a firefighter to have. It is also important to have a good sense of right and wrong. Before becoming a firefighter, you must be interviewed. So an interview is when somebody else, so somebody from the organisation that you want to go and work for, so in this case, another firefighter who already works for that group of firefighters that you're going to go and join, okay, will ask you a bunch of questions to see if you're a good fit for being a firefighter. So here we go. Here is a firefighter interviewing you. What is the best way to handle a situation where your fellow firefighter often eats your cereal without asking? Do you? A. Yell at him. B. Get even by eating his cereal. C. Report him to your superior. Superior, that means the person in charge. Okay. D. Talk to him to resolve the situation before reporting. Right, which one do you think? A, B, C, or D? Right, the answer is D. Talk to him to resolve the situation before reporting. Okay, so try and talk it out before you take it any higher up the chain of command. It's always the best to try and talk things out with people first. Congratulations, you've made it into the academy, the firefighting academy. Now you are a probie, which is short for probationary firefighter. It means you're learning to be one. Becoming a probie means the real learning begins. Wow, look at that. Woo. This is what you will wear. It's called personal protective equipment, or PPE for short. All of it together weighs about 45 pounds. That's quite a heavy weight to wear. Not like just wearing normal clothes, because you wouldn't even think about wearing normal clothes. You'd be very aware that you are wearing all of this weight. Okay, so this bit over here, okay, this is the SCBA face piece. This seals the face and prevents smoky air from being breathed. It is high heat and flame resistant. SCBA stands for self-contained breathing apparatus, so it stops the smoke getting in. That's very important because when you start breathing in smoke, it gets very dangerous. Voice amplifier helps firefighters hear one another. Newer models are on the shoulder. Okay, so here's the voice amplifier, makes it louder, okay, because it's hard to hear. SCBA regulator, this reduces air pressure from the air cylinder. This is the air cylinder. This tank holds the air used to breathe in smoky conditions. Fires get very smoky. This is sometimes called the bottle and is worn on the firefighter's back. Okay, so they take air into the fire because you can't be breathing in lots of smoky air. That would make them cough and then start to not be able to breathe properly. The helmet protects heads from falling objects. The helmets come in different colours depending on rank. That means how high up, how important you are in the organisation. The number helps identify the firefighter. Then we've got the flashlight over here. This one is at a right angle so that it can be hung on the jacket. Firefighters carry other kinds of flashlights as well. So even though we think of fires themselves as being bright, when you go into somewhere that a fire is going on in, like a building, a lot of it might be very, very smoky, so then you might need the flashlight to see because the smoke will make it dark. Control module here shows air pressure and air remaining, because remember you're taking your air in with you. Also includes a personal alert safety system. The red emergency button sounds an alarm when pressed. It also goes off if it does not detect motion or in new models when a fall is detected. So this helps keep you safe. You can press it if there's an emergency, and if the firefighter falls down, then it will realise that and set the alarm off. Knee pads used to protect knees when crawling. So we saw at the beginning how they were practicing going through that tunnel, didn't we? So lots of crawling, so you need to protect your knees. Reflective stripes, lots of them, used to make the firefighter more visible. Got boots, they are fire, water and puncture resistant, okay, so not easy to make holes in. Waist strap over here, this is part of the harness used for securing the SCBA air cylinder, okay, so it secures it onto the back. Gloves used to protect hands from hot objects and other hazards, so fires of course get very hot, you've got to protect your hands. Turnout gear, sometimes called bunker gear. This is what firefighters call their pants and jackets. So trousers and jackets, okay? The fabric is flame, heat and water resistant, and inner layers wick water away from the body. That means they take water away from the body. The gear can be in different colours, mostly black or different shades of tan, although forest firefighters generally wear yellow. Okay, and that's just kind of a tradition, really, different colours. Now, here are some of the tools. So that's there we go, that is the outfit, okay? The very important PPE, okay? Personal protective equipment. So that's what they wear. And then over here, some of the tools that firefighters take with them. So here we've got the thermal imaging camera, used to show areas of heat in dark and smoke-filled environments where it is hard to see, or through walls and doors, okay? This is a personal escape kit. And it's used to escape from high structures, so sometimes they might need to climb down. This is a sledgehammer, a striking tool used for breaking down doors and walls. Okay, you might need to break down some things in order to get to people or get through spaces. Wooden door chock, used to prop open doors. This is a Halligan bar, multi-purpose, has 3 parts, the claw, the duckbill and the pike. Can be used for prying and breaking doors and locks, as an anchor to escape out of windows. You can prop the window open with them, and to hold car hoods open, to break glass, to turn off gas meter valves, and much, much more. So it's a very multi-purpose tool. We've got a pickhead axe, a cutting and prying tool. Another axe firefighters use is the flathead axe, which is both a striking and a cutting tool. When carried together with the Halligan bar, they are sometimes called the irons. So firefighters have nicknames for all of their tools. And here we've got some wire cutters, used to escape from entangled wires. And the chainsaw, used mostly for ventilation, such as cutting holes in the roof to let out smoke and heat. And in the Forest Service for clearing trees. So if you get forest fires, you might need to cut down a whole bunch of trees, or maybe a few. Couldn't be cutting down loads of them yourself, okay? So some of the essential equipment there. Oh, what are these? You'll ride in either a fire truck or an engine. A fire truck is like a giant toolbox carrying tools to break down doors, cut holes for ventilation, and much more. There are different kinds of trucks with different kinds of ladders, some made to reach the tops of very tall city buildings. Fire engines carry water pumps and hoses to put out fires, okay? So there we go. Ooh, look at that inside. Fascinating. So both engines and ladder trucks have many compartments, many parts to them, okay? So over here, part of the exhaust removal system, the control panel over here, okay? We've got the water deluge gun, so that sprays loads of water. We've got the extra air tanks. We've got hazard warning tape, okay, taping off area, baby wipes. Everybody loves baby wipes, very helpful. Then we've got some important things like the fire extinguishers here, water fire extinguishers, so safe for wood and paper. We've got some different kinds of axes there. We've got a toolbox. Lots of very important things all stored in there. Now, there are different places where you can work as a firefighter that you might not think of, such as on the ocean, or at the airport, or in the forest. What kind of firefighter would you like to be? You mustn't be afraid of heights, though. Some truck ladders go very high. You must also be comfortable going up and down ropes. Oh my goodness. If you work for the Forest Service, you may have to rappel out of a helicopter to come down on one of the ropes. Woo, my goodness. Very brave. You will train at something that looks like a movie set. Here you will practice putting out fires and saving dummies inside the buildings. So it will look like real world, but it'll all be set up for you to practice saving people from fires. And there'll be dummies putting out fires, climbing up the ladders on the trucks and fire engines, escaping out of buildings, all sorts of things like that. So you can practice before it's the real deal. Be prepared to feel hot. When you go into some fire situations, temperatures can reach over 1,000 degrees. Also, be prepared for little visibility, being able to not see very far. Sometimes you can only see a foot length in front of you. Stay low to the ground and crawl and feel your way along the walls. You'll use your senses as a firefighter. Sight, smell, touch and hearing. Always know your way out. You may also need to be trained as a paramedic. A paramedic responds to 999 medical calls, gives CPR, okay? That's when you try and get somebody to breathe again if they're not breathing, okay? If you're restarting the heart, you give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, bandages wounds, and stabilises a patient and gives life support. You'll be the first line of defence when dealing with sick or injured patients. Once they are stabilised, they are rushed to the hospital where doctors will take over. You do a lot as a firefighter, very important job. As a firefighter, you may go on a lot of emergency calls, not all of them involving fire. A hydraulic tool named the jaws of life will pry and cut metal. Your training as a paramedic to help the injured will be useful. So they use that in cars. So sometimes if there's a car accident, you might use the jaws of life to open up parts of the car so people can escape. Once you make it through the fire academy, you will be assigned to a fire station. You will likely work 10 24-hour shifts per month. This means you'll be spending a lot of time at the firehouse. You will eat there, hang out there, and sleep there. Your firefighter team will become your second family. There can be a lot of downtime, time when you're not really doing much. So you will also have chores like cleaning dishes, mopping floors, and washing off the trucks. Got to keep them nice and shiny, looking smart. After many hours of chores, you can sit back and relax. But always be ready for a fire! Drop what you're doing, slide down the pole, put on your gear, jump into the fire truck and go, go, go! You are ready. You've trained for this and prepared well. Now you can put out that fire and save lives. Okay, so this, of course, this child here is a child, okay? So they might look a bit small. Children are never firefighters, okay? It's only an adult's job. Right, okay then. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning some more about the amazing job that firefighters do. And let's think about that picture again, that little memory quiz, okay? What instrument was the man playing? What is the bird doing? What kind of reptile was in the picture? How many dogs are there? And what is the bright yellow symbol on the man's shirt? I wonder if you remember. Let's turn back to the page and see if you've got those answers right. Here we go. So, questions were, what instrument is the man playing? A guitar. What is the bird doing? Sitting on the man's head. What kind of reptile is in the picture? Where is the reptile? Look there, it's a tortoise. Okay, tortoise, not turtle. Turtles are in the water, tortoises are on land. How many dogs are there? How many dogs? One. I think I can only see one. What is the bright yellow symbol on the man's shirt? Oh, it's a smiley emoji, isn't it? Okay, so it's important to have great recall, being able to remember things, okay? Well, there we go. So, firefighters, a very important job and a very exciting one as well. Thank you, Meghan McCarthy, for a very informative book. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now.